Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Now we have breaking news on Nwaneri, but first let's start with Gyokeres before going to Nwaneri and Vieira. And this is the latest on Viktor Gyökeres. According to reports, Sporting President Federico Varandas, oh my goodness, this guy is what a guy to negotiate with, man. We're still negotiating until today. That's crazy. Has reached an agreement with Arsenal for Viktor Gyökeres, 63.5 million euros, with easy to fulfill bonuses of 10 million euros. Gyökeres will travel to London on Friday for his medical, signing a 5-year deal worth close to 8 million euros net per season. So that is the latest report. Now, this obviously hasn't come from Fabio David Ornstein, but it's a report from this guy. They're called Darius, 3.3 million followers. Are interesting. I don't even know what they do, but that is the report they had. I don't know if it's a Portuguese outlet, but that is the report that they have. That Gyökeres will travel to London on Friday for his medical. Now, obviously, we haven't gotten a here we go yet from Fabrizio. It hasn't been 100% confirmed by David Ornstein yet. We were told that it's once the player in before the team leaves for Asia, and that is on Saturday. The team is already leaving Spain today, heading back to England for 3 days, and then we play on Saturday against Watford, and then they travel over to Asia to face Newcastle, AC Milan, and also Tottenham. So we don't have too much time. We literally have like 3 or 4 days to announce Mosquera, to announce Madueke if he's going to be on the tour, and obviously to announce Gyökeres. So he's really pushed for this move, man. Well done to him. It's been daily. We've been hearing that him and his agent are pushing for this move, and that has really helped us, because if he wasn't pushing for that move, I don't think if we've been able to get this deal done as soon as we wanted it to be done. That's not the only report on Gyökeres. This also came in saying Viktor Gyökeres will fly to London on Friday to undergo his Arsenal medical. Chris Wheatley as well reported that Arsenal are waiting for Gyökeres, are planning his medical for Friday. Gyökeres. So let's wait and see. That still feels a bit far, unless he's just going to do it on Friday, finalize it, and then announced on Saturday morning, and then he travels to Asia, or will he actually be on that plane to Asia, and then we announce him when they reach over there in Singapore? I don't know how it's going to be, but for me, listen, as long as Viktor Gyökeres is part of that team to face AC Milan and to face Newcastle and face Tottenham, that's all I'm worried about. He needs to be there for those preseason games. He's already missed the small tour of Spain, just getting ready and getting back to speed. He's missed that one. So let's hope he's part of the next one alongside the other new players like Mosquera. That is what we need to happen. So hopefully this one gets finalized as soon as possible, and we can finally move on from this one, man. I've been wanting a striker for 2 seasons. Some of you have been wanting a striker for 3 seasons. We all definitely wanted a striker last summer. All wanted a striker in January. We desperately needed a striker in January. We didn't get one. We were promised we are going to get, we are planning something bigger in the summer. That has to be Gyökeres. We're still going to wait for it, obviously, a couple of more days before it's official. By the time we see him in an Arsenal shirt getting announced by Arsenal themselves, it will take another few days, but he will be an Arsenal player. I cannot wait for him to wear that shirt and to play for us in a game. I'm so excited to see that. How is he going to feature with how's the partnership with Odegaard? How's the partnership with Saka? How's the partnership with Havertz? Is he going to be, just playing solo by himself up front, and then sometimes Havertz comes on? Is he going to play in a front 2 in some games? I'm really interested to see how we do with the striker, because it's been long since we had an out-and-out striker, literally. Aubameyang, and even then, Aubameyang was playing as a winger sometimes, Lacazette was playing as a 10 sometimes, dropping back and collecting the ball, and then obviously Jesus was doing the same as Lacazette. So you haven't really had an out-and-out striker who just wants to stay in the box, get in behind and, bully defenders and do all that. Left foot, right foot, physical, short, powerful shot. We haven't had a striker like that in a while. So let's hope that one gets finalized as soon as possible. After 10,000 possibility of collapsing, Arsenal and Sporting have sealed the deal for Viktor Gyökeres. The Swede will sign a 5-year contract and earn 8 million per season. So this is according to this journalist, I think from Turkey, Mustafa Ozgo. I think, that's definitely a Turkish name. I think this Turkey means Turkey. So that's what they're reporting. Again, this is not coming from Fabrizio Ornstein, but let's see. We'll keep an eye for whether this guy will be as accurate as he said, because he's saying that the medical will be done on Friday, and I'm also looking at these figures. We know it's going to be a 5-year contract. If it's also accurate in terms of 8 million euros, then he definitely knew something about that. Well done to him. But let's see how it goes, because we are now very, very desperate to get this strike. We don't have too much time. Let's see how it goes. Now, That's the latest on Gyökeres. We're still waiting for that. Here we go. 2 minutes ago, I have breaking news from David Ornstein on or Ethan Nwaneri, and this is what he's had to say. Arsenal in final stages of talks of a new contract for Ethan Nwaneri. Major interest from Premier League and abroad, but 18-year-old always prioritized staying at boyhood club. No game time demands during discussions, set for more central role. So that is very interesting for David Hansen. He says that there's no game time demands during discussions, which is fine enough because as I said yesterday when he talked about Ethan Nwaneri, I didn't think Ethan Nwaneri did not play enough games. I think Ethan Nwaneri played a lot of games last season. I think it was 37 games. He got 9 goals. That's a lot of game time. A youngster like this who was 17 years of age, some of them never play more than 5 games. Now, did he maybe most fans wanted him to play, especially when Odegaard was out. Fair enough, and especially the end of the season, the last 1 month of the season, we were bringing on Tierney, we were bringing on Jorginho, we were bringing on players who are going to leave Arsenal, and you want to bring on Nwaneri. That was a bit weird. Now, were we just protecting him in terms of that game time? Was he not 100% fit? All that we don't know. Because for me, I feel like that 7 games he played was good enough. Now, maybe he needs some changes. Maybe he needs to come on centrally. Maybe he needs to come on a bit earlier than he's coming on, the 80th minute. Maybe he needs to come on in the 60th minute or something. All that. Maybe you need to use him more. Now, he's been promised a more central area, so I'm guessing Madueke will back up Sak and Nwaneri will back up Odegaard. Will we see Nwaneri both with Odegaard at the same time, or will Eze joining affect a bit of the game time as well? I was always confident he'd sign a contract, so no worries there. This is what David Johnson had to say on the article. Arsenal in the final stages of talks with Ethan Nwaneri of a new contract, which will end any prospect of the playmaker leaving and secure his services for the long-term future. Nwaneri has entered the final 12 months of his existing deal with major interest from suitors in the Premier League and abroad. But the England under-21 international's priority was always to stay at the club he joined aged 8, which will come as a significant boost to Arsenal and their supporters. Arsenal were not allowed to propose fresh terms until Nwaneri turned 18 in late March, and since last season ended, he has been away representing his national team and on holiday. He was also wearing the Sporting shirt. We know something about Gyökeres as well. Upon returning, discussions have ramped up and the academy graduate is ready to commit to his boyhood team. So I don't know if he's going to be part of the Asia tour, hopefully. Nwaneri enjoyed a breakthrough campaign in the 2024-2025 season, contributing 9 goals and 2 assists across 37 appearances for Arteta's men. Really, really good returns, to be honest. And he was scoring in some big games. He scored away at Girona in the Champions League, scored away at PSV in the Champions League knockout game, scored against Man City, some really good goals as well. That represented a substantial amount of minutes for such a young talent and explains why there were no demands about game time during negotiations. He was deployed mainly on the right side of Arsenal's attack and featured prominently when Bukayo Saka was injured. It is expected he will soon occupy a more central role, providing competition and backup for Captain Martin Odegaard. I definitely want to see a lot of rotation next season. I'm assuming these 3 are the ones who are going to be starting games. If Eze is there, let's see a lot of rotation. I'm sure he's going to be playing on the left side sometimes as well. Declan Rice does not have to play all the games in all the competitions now. Let's use Merino. Let's use Nogard. Where will Havertz be used? I want all of these players to get game time, and let's not play Rice for 60 games out of 16 this season. No, we need to protect these players as well. Rice did not even travel to Spain for that camp. He's been training by himself in England. I don't think it's an injury, just more recovery time. He'll be there for the Singapore and Hong Kong tour. So hopefully we do have a fully fit Declan Rice as well, and no need to push him throughout. No need to push Odegaard throughout. Let's use our squad. So that's the latest on Nwaneri. He's about to sign a new contract. That is huge news. I remember the people were almost crying when it was announced that he might end up at Chelsea. That would have been a disaster. No chance to have let Nwaneri go. I was always confident you're going to keep him. So that is great news. Now, one player that is definitely not going to stay at Arsenal, unfortunately for him, is Fabio Vieira, and it's looking like he actually does want to leave. So this is the latest on Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira's camp are now exploring potential options away from Arsenal, and talks have already been held with several clubs, including sides from Turkey and Germany. These early discussions remain at an exploratory stage, but there is genuine interest. Premier League sides are also monitoring the situation, with at least one London-based manager believed to be a long-time admirer of Vieira. One Serie A club has indicated a willingness to negotiate a permanent deal, proposing a fee of around 18 million euros. However, sources tell Give Me Sport that Arsenal are not keen on that kind of valuation, says Sam C. So I agree. Let's go with the fast on fast. Vieira's camp are now exploring potential options. We're already told that Arsenal are not really keen on keeping him at all. I mean, you can see we are bringing in Madueke, we're giving Nwaneri a new contract. Odegaard is here, Saka is here. Those are the positions that Vieira can play. Rice is here, Havertz is here. All these guys. We might bring in Eze. There's no game time there for Fabio Vieira, unfortunately. Talks have begun with teams from Turkey and Germany. Arsenal also said they did not want to loan him; they want to sell him. So those teams from Turkey and Germany have to take him on a permanent deal. Now, ideally, would have wanted Vieira to perform really well for Porto so that we could sell him for even close to 30 million, but that wasn't the case. And we're not really good at selling players. Let's hope Andrea Bata changes that for us, because we really struggled selling players over the years. Premier League sides are also monitoring the situation with at least one London-based manager believed to be a long-term admirer. Who is this London-based manager? So I'm sure Vieira will not be going to Tottenham, so that is out. West Ham, who's the manager at West Ham? Potter, maybe. Fulham always take our players, so maybe Marco Silva likes him. Chelsea, I don't think so. Raska hasn't been in the Premier League for so long, so I'm guessing it's maybe Crystal Palace. Maybe a Crystal Palace, although their manager is also new, but maybe it's been an admirer, and maybe someone suggested earlier maybe could use Vieira in terms of getting Eze, because Arsenal had mentioned Josh Nichols as a potential to go to Crystal Palace, and then we get Eze, and then we get a bit of money. Or we pay them money and then we give them a player, and then we get Eze for 30 million maybe, or something like that. So 30 million plus add-ons plus a player, something like that. Arsenal trying to negotiate that as well. Give them Fabio Vieira. Obviously, Fabio Vieira has to want to go there as well. But I'm thinking if it's a London-based club, maybe because Brentford has left, the manager has left, so it could be a Crystal Palace, a West Ham, or a Fulham. I would say maybe a Fulham or Crystal Palace, because that is a bit new in terms of Chelsea manager, Tottenham manager, and they're not going to go. Although Thomas Frank might have admired him over at Brentford, and he still admires him, but I don't think Arsenal never do business with Tottenham, so that's not happening. Let's see. One Serie A club has indicated willingness to negotiate a permanent deal, proposing 18 million euros. So is that like 14 million pounds? Nah, that is too little, man. We bought him for almost 35 million pounds. I mean, if he was a Chelsea player, Chelsea would have been getting like 35 million for him. We need to negotiate and get something for him as well. How old is Fabio Vieira right now? Fabio Vieira is not old at all. So he's a player that he can definitely go and play another 10 years. He's 25 years of age. We should be getting at least 25 million pounds for Fabio Vieira. So unless Arsenal just take it if they don't really want him, or they take a gamble and send him out on loan again and hope he performs. So you see the way Chelsea sent Petrovic to the other team in France. Sometimes it can really help you. If you send Vieira to a Premier League team and then he performs, it goes there, and at the end of the season he has 7 goals, 7 assists or something, you can actually end up getting like 30 million and get a better market for him. But I think at the moment, let me just confirm it. I've been checking so many players' contracts. I get confused. I think it's 1 year or 2 years that Vieira has left at the moment. Fabio Vieira, let's confirm that. So Fabio Vieira has 2 years remaining on his contract. So yeah, and he's 25 years of age. So we can send him out on loan, for 1 year. See how he does. If he performs well, we can sell him for like 30 million. We can take that risk. If he doesn't, we can just sell him for whatever we get next season if we send him on loan this year. So let's see how it goes with Fabio Vieira. But that's the latest. Nwaneri signing a new contract. Apparently, from reports, Gyokeres is going to be arriving for his medical on Friday. Thought it was going to be sooner than that. So let's wait for the confirmation from Fabrizio and also David Ornstein, who already said the deal has already been agreed a couple of days ago. And then this on Fabio Vieira. So let's see where it's going to go. And it's not only Fabio Vieira. We're waiting for Lokonga. We're waiting for Reece Nelson. Which kind of market are they going to get? Let's see. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.